Kingdom of Cards, we've just released the Bumper Video Game Quiz book featuring over 1,000 questions.
It features 1,000 questions plus from everything in gaming from 1962 to the present day, and it's available from Amazon worldwide, and the link is in the description below. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
Thank you, bye. Hey, Kingdom of Cards.
Hello.
As quite a lot of you probably know, we've released a video gaming quiz book.
The Kingdom of Cards presents the Bumper Video Game Quiz book, available exclusively through Amazon, #just saying.
For all you Quizzies out there, or for all of you Magic Land Quizzies out there.
Treasure Island Quizzies out there.
Okay, stop it.
Yeah, we're going to use all the titles.
Every Tuesday on our channel, if you tune in, hopefully you will, we are going to quiz you.
We're going to do a 10-question quiz for you every Tuesday, and it's going to be a bit of a mix between different things. We're going to have some screenshots, some music, some sound effects, and just some hardcore questions.
Yeah.
None of them are from the book. We're going to do it all completely new. So what we're going to do is do 10 questions now, and then there's going to be a bit of a break where you can pause, have a little bit of a think, and then in the latter half of the video we're going to give out the answers. So yeah, so this is the inaugural Kingdom of Cards quiz, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you will do well. Let us know what you think in the comments, and the quiz is going to start now. Okay, this is question 1, and the first question is: in the 1997 Monolith Software game Blood, what are the first words spoken by the protagonist Caleb? It doesn't include cutscenes. When you click New Game in Blood and the coffin goes back, he says 3 words. Do you know what they are?
Question 2. So I know a lot of you will be familiar with the Tiger series, or Tiger LCD handheld series.
Classics that they are.
And they're brilliant, no matter what people will say. I think they're fantastic. What year was the Tiger R-Zone released? So what year was the Tiger R-Zone released? My brother had this. With a clue for you.
And it features an episode of Friends as well.
Yeah. With Chandler and Joey looking for the presents, was it?
I don't know. Rupert told me this. I've never seen it.
I've seen a picture, and it's there, and it's in the back of shot in an ottoman.
Oh really? Like
And
poking
it's open,
out?
yeah.
Not wrapped, because they don't wrap presents.
When I've googled it, I haven't seen it since, but I've seen this. I've actually seen it.
Well, we'll have to watch all 10 seasons, won't we,
Yeah.
then, to see if we can find it. Okay, question 3. Desert, jungle, nuclear, Soviet, and urban are all parts of which series of games which began on the 16-bit systems such as the Mega Drive?
So question 4. What is the subtitle to the game Elvira 2, which was released across many platforms in 1992?
That's a tough one.
So that was, what was the subtitle to the game Elvira 2, which was released across multiple platforms in 1992?
So this is question 5, and this is one of my favourite games of all.
I love this music.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to play some music in a minute, and you have to guess from which game this came from. And this is one of my favourite games. Weirdly, not because of the game, but because of the atmosphere and the music, which...
Never gets old, never gets... It's so addictive.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
I had my Spotify 2019 playlist recently, a couple of days ago, and it said that this was what I listened to the most through 2019.
I think it was, probably.
10 hours of this. Ask me if I cared.
Did you care?
I didn't care. In fact, I wish it was 30 hours. So we're going to play some music, and you have to guess from which game this is from. And this is actually one of my favourite pieces of music from the game.
Do you know what this game could be? It was released by Epic in 2017. Basically, I think they were known for this game, weren't they?
Yeah, they've done a few bits and pieces since then, but this is...
But this was big for them, wasn't it? It really took off.
So, yeah, which game in 2017 was released by the company Epic? Now, there's definitely a bit of a theme in this, our first quiz. This is one of my favourite games of all time, and you need to guess what game this is just from looking at the cover. Obviously, I've blacked out the key parts, but in all fairness, when I was doing this, the way that I've blacked out the bits that might give you clues, give you a clue. Because obviously, if you know what I mean, like...
Can you have done it properly?
Yeah, I did, but if you know, like, obviously, if I just
right.
had one of these and then I blacked this out, you're like, yeah, that's a PlayStation 2 game, bro. So you have to look at this, I've blacked out the important stuff, you have to guess the game from the cover. This is question 8, and Faye's teasing you here, because just below the eye line of the camera, she's holding it.
So, question 8, guess the game from the synopsis.
Okay.
So, the city has been taken over by a massive crime syndicate. 3 young police officers have quit the corrupt Metropolitan Police Force and set out to topple the organisation on their own. What game from the early 90s could this be?
Oh, a little tip there as well.
If you know us, if you know me, this is my favourite game.
And that is question 8. So this is question 9, and this is, what was the name of the first Rugrats game released on the Sony PlayStation in 1998?
I love the Rugrats.
Yeah, there was a woman who did the voice of that really like sort of like
Nasally kind of like...
chocolatey.
Was she the mum? Did she play the mum?
No, I thought she was like
Angelica.
It was the woman. I think her name Pamela Adlon. Pamela Adlon, who was the burner,
mother of the twins.
The burner in Californication.
Ah.
You know the pretty one, like she's quite short with like dark features, long black hair.
But I can't think who she was in Rugrats.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was Chucky.
She was Chucky.
Questioning myself now. Yeah, she had that really thick sort of voice.
Yeah, it was a good voice.
It was a good voice. So yeah.
What was the name of the twins?
Do you know this?
Yeah.
What is it?
Phil and Lil.
Now you've said that, I know.
That was one of my favourite cartoons on a Saturday, that was.
Yeah. What was the first Rugrats game released on the PlayStation in 1998? That's question 9.
And finally, question 10. Guess the game from this sound effect.
I gotta say, when I got this sound effect, obviously I know what the answer is, but when I heard it, I thought, is that right? And I had trouble choosing a sound effect from this game because there's so many ones that you think, yeah, I know that. So yeah, the last question.
This is a cool game as well.
It is good. I still play it now. I was going to say what I played on, but that could be a clue. So yeah, guess the game that this sound effect is from, the last question. You might want to pause this now while you maybe go back through them because we're going to do the answers next, okay? Okay, it's time for the answers. And so question 1 was, what are the first 3 words spoken by the protagonist Caleb in the 1997 Monolith Software title Blood, one of my favourite games? And the answer is Faye.
I Live Again.
It is I Live Again. What a game, what an intro, what a depressing sequel.
So the second question was, what year was the Tiger R-Zone released? And it was released in...
It's 1997 is the answer.
You spelled it, okay.
I would have said 1998 though, because when you gave me this question, I thought, well, 98. I was certain, but the R-Zone was released in 1997. Yep. Did you have it in 1997?
No, my brother had it as a Christmas present in 1987. I remember thinking that's really cool. He's got goggles on that Also those
Oh my god, my
goggles.
brother's so cool, he's wearing goggles.
I was like 11, so...
Yeah, he was 46.
No, he was 8 when he had it.
But I wonder how much that would have cost in 1997.
Probably a lot. Like, probably 40 quid or something, isn't it?
Oh my god.
From Toys R Us.
Okay, let's play the R Zone.
The one I bought was from Toys R Us. Well, the one I rebought back was from Toys R Us.
Hang on, Finn, playing the
It had the original receipt with it. Can you not do that?
No, that's how you play the R Zone. My eyes hurt.
Oh, right.
I did that for 10 seconds, my eyes hurt.
I just thought you were going to go weird.
Oh, that too.
So the answer is 1997.
So my eyes still hurt from the R Zone thing. So this is question 3 was: desert, jungle, urban, Soviet, and nuclear are games in which series? And the answer is the Strike series. So you had I think actually you had desert, jungle were on the Mega Drive. What was the third one?
Military, was it?
No. Desert, jungle on the Mega Drive. Urban Strike I think was on the Mega Drive.
Nuclear.
Soviet Strike was on the PS1, and Nuclear was the PS1, and then LAPD Cop 2000 or LAPD 2000 was on the kind of spiritual success from the PS1 as well. Now I think about it, that was a tough game. So yep, the answer for question 3 is the Strike series.
Question 4 was: what was the subtitle to the game Elvira 2, released across multiple platforms in 1992?
And the answer is The Jaws of Cerberus. Elvira's got a bit of a checkered past because
She's brilliant.
Elvira is brilliant. In fact, Faye,
Hey.
what's this that we've prepared?
There she is. If you don't know who Elvira is, there she is. Look at her. She is absolutely amazing.
And I bought you her 2 Big Pumpkins, which came with like a heat
Oh,
sensitive
vinyl.
cover, like coloured purple vinyl.
You should say it was a vinyl. I bought her 2 Big Pumpkins.
Yes, I bought her 2 Big Pumpkins on vinyl, but I got that from Spillers Records, the oldest record shop in the world in Cardiff. All of them moved on.
Oh yeah, and then it's like one of those heat activated covers, and when you touch it in the front,
It's like a silhouette, and then you take your hand off, and the image forms. Really cool, good present, probably one of the best. So yeah, Elvira 2. The subtitle is two Big Pumpkins. Elvira 2. The subtitle is The Jaws of Cerberus. Okay, so question 5 is guess the game that this music is from, and that piece of music you heard was The Ghost of Bo, and that is from The Seventh Guest, 1993, by Trilobite. And it's kind of a sad thing because you had The Seventh Guest, and they did The 11th Hour, and they did Uncle Henry's Playhouse, and then they did blah blah blah, and they kind of peaked early.
Seventh Guest was brilliant and really eerie.
Yeah, it's a brilliant game, very of its time, and it kind of broke PC CD-ROM gaming really. Cost about $3 million to make, and again I play it now not so much for the puzzles because they are clunky, but the music and the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic in it. And it was by George Fatman Sanger, not Fat, don't know where I got the nickname from, but
Very cool guy.
I did I'll put the link in actually. I did an interview with him a few months ago. An amazing guy, so cool, and he's done a lot of stuff like Seventh Guest, he's done Wing Commander and Putt Saves the Zoo.
Yeah.
A game we obviously own. So yeah, that was question 5, and that was The Seventh Guest, and the piece of music is The Ghost of Bo, named after Bo Diddley, with that like chung ka-chung 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 chung ding ka-ding
Oh,
ka-ding
okay. I
ka-ding.
didn't know that.
You learn something new every day, Faye.
You do.
And so do you.
So question 6. So a massive game was released in the last couple of years.
Yes.
Very big, and I think it was ported to phones and things, wasn't it? Like
It's on phones, the
iOS
Switch,
and
PS, it's everywhere. I think
Yeah.
it's pretty much on every modern platform now.
it took over everything and everyone.
Yeah. Which is
Fortnite.
Fortnite is big. It pretty much,
I
for
can't
maybe
believe
the
how big
wrong
it is.
reasons, it replaced Minecraft,
Yeah.
didn't it? That was the big thing, and then Fortnite took over. I'm not a big fan. I like
And the
narrative-driven
Fortnite
games.
dances, huge.
Oh, yeah. So,
Don't ask me to do one because I'm not sure.
so the answer to question 6 is Fortnite. So this is question 7. Guess the game from the cover. The cover, which is this. And that, of course, is Landstalker on the Mega Drive, an absolute classic. And
Yeah.
although they made kind of pseudo sequels, they did Lady Stalker and a couple of others, Time Stalkers, I think, on the
Never
Dreamcast.
played Lady Stalker.
There's no need to, because Landstalker was the key to the door, and of course, the only game where you play a lead character called Nigel. Although I've got a feeling that in Japan he was called something else. He had like a slightly cooler name, which
I mean, Nigel's cool.
Nigel's fine. Of course, everyone wants to be an elf called Nigel.
I love all the. Sorry for interrupting. I love all
Please
the
do.
music in those games as well.
Yeah, we listen to the soundtracks a lot. That and Shining Force. That's so
Yeah,
good.
brilliant.
Shining
What
Force
game?
had it was much more like Shining in the Darkness, Shining Force 2, and then blah blah blah. I made a lot of Game Boy Advance games. Climax Software, I think it was. They were like a lot better and a lot more long running.
Yeah.
Landstalker, the original and best. So question 7, the answer is Landstalker.
So 8 was guess the game from the synopsis.
It was indeed.
I'll read the synopsis again
You devil, go on.
because I love it. So the city has been taken over by a massive crime syndicate. 3 young police officers have quit the corrupt Metropolitan Police Force and set out to topple the organisation on their own. And the answer is
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage. What a game.
A lot of people like the original Streets of Rage because when you press A, the police turn up and fire rockets, which is
Yeah.
cool.
But
And
the second one is better.
yes, it's demonstrably better because it's just bigger in scope and the music is absolutely phenomenal. First one good, second one the best, third one whoops. Not a whoops, kind of the music was too frantic
Yeah.
and it was too
And
grindy.
what is the sound effect when you pick up an apple?
Ooh.
It's pretty good.
That's why she's with me. Okay, so the penultimate question of this episode, and that is question 9. What was the name of the first Rugrats game released on the Sony PlayStation in 1998? And the answer is Rugrats Search for Reptar. There were apparently a few games on the PS1. I only remember this one. I vaguely remember, and I think it's just one of those generic 3D
Yeah.
with a 3D with a D-pad. Bring me the tank controls.
Yeah.
But I do remember watching Rugrats, and they were always eating the Reptar bars, and I always assumed they tasted like Taz bars.
Right.
How did you, when you watch the Reptar bar, how do you imagine them tasting?
The Reptar bar.
They were like, oh, Reptar bars, and it was like the chocolate they were
I
always
thought
after.
Reptar was the toy.
Yeah, it was a toy, but he also had his own line of chocolate in the series.
Did he?
Reptar bars, and I thought they tasted like Taz bars. I don't think they make Taz bars anymore.
That's something I've forgotten about.
Really?
Yeah.
You forgot about chocolate.
About Reptar bars, yes.
Hmm. I wonder, what do you all think the Reptar bars taste like? Taz
Chocolate?
bars. Taz bars.
Taz bars are brilliant. They obviously don't do them anymore, and they were like what, 5p?
10p, please.
10p.
But you had Freddos, which are chocolate, and then Taz bars, which are Freddos. A little bit of caramel in them.
And now Freddo's expensive
£2.50.
for one.
Out of date. So yeah, question 9. What was the name of the first Rugrats game released on the Sony PlayStation in 1998? And the answer is, drumroll Faye. She doesn't play drums. Rugrats, The Search for Reptar.
So question 10 was guess the game from this sound effect.
And the sound effect is... And the answer, Faye, is...
Doom.
Doom. It was tough to choose a sound effect, but I chose that one because it was like, oh, is it Quake? Is
Yeah.
it Doom? Is it whatever?
It could be a number of things, a number
Yeah.
of games.
But Doom. Absolute golden classic Doom.
Oh, I love it on the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation,
Well-
it's unusual for someone to say that.
Oh, I'd love that's when I got introduced to it.
It would start off and he'd be like, giving it the eye, looking around.
Oh, I used to love the
Guys?
yeah.
Yeah, classic game. So... Oh,
He was
sorry.
quite good looking as well, I thought.
Alright, calm down.
Yeah.
If you've got a question you think could be pretty cool, send us an email at kingdomofcarts@outlook.com and we'll use it in one of the future episodes maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the first episode. Have you got anything you'd like to say?
Well, just thank you for watching and
Keep on quizzing.
keep on quizzing in the real world.
Nice. Neil Young as well. Goodbye.
Bye.